The time is 5 o'clock. Good evening. Welcome to Spectrum at 5 on Sunsplash FM F1 and Like Active Stage. I am Adeyege Banibadi. First, the top stories. Ogo targets courtesan racial killings with 4 new security bills. Natasha demands visa review for South Africa artists. So business news, customs intercept 809.6 million naira expired VOP in Lagos. To sport news, Chelsea each with 10 million euro fine, suspend banned by FA. Two news beyond Nigerian HM Migrant die as Charles Trump's Polish enclave coach from Morocco. To the news in detail. Sorry for the interruption. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NAS Ekiti Joint Campus Council, has welcomed the release of Comrade James in Nyamulua and two other students who had been remanded, describing the outcome as a significant victory for justice, dialogue, and peaceful engagement. The association said that the development reflected the power of lawful advocacy and reinforced confidence in the judicial process and the commitment of relevant stakeholders to fairness and due process. NAS expressed consistent appreciation to the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of Ekiti State for his leadership and dedication to the cause of justice. It also acknowledged the contributions of the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, the Department of Public Prosecutions, and the Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Akelabi OO, the Director of Citizenship Rights, Mr. H.A. Adeyemi, and every official of the Ekiti State Ministry of Justice whose professionalism made the outcome possible. Still on Ekiti State News, the Olusi of Ushi Ekiti, His Royal Highness Oba George Adedayo Akonde Orokoye II has reaffirmed the determination of the Ushi Ekiti community to partner with the Federal University of Ekiti Foye in establishing a satellite campus in the town. The monarch, who made his known while receiving the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Ekiti, Professor Joshua Olaleko Ogunwale, and members of the university's management team during a courtship visit to his palace, declared that the community was fully prepared to provide the necessary infrastructure and support required to make the project a reality as part of activities marking the annual Ushi Day celebration. Welcoming the delegation, Obakonde described the visit as historic and a significant step towards fulfilling the community's long-standing aspiration of hosting a Foye satellite campus. The Ogun State Executive Council has approved 4 executive bills aimed at strengthening the state criminal justice system and addressing raising security concerns, including courtesan, ritual killings, violent crimes, and cases of missing persons. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Oluwashina Ogungbade, SAN disclosed this in a statement issued today in Abeokuta, saying the bills would soon be transmitted to the Ogun State House of Assembly for legislative consideration. Ogungbade said that the proposed legislation is part of the administration's efforts to enhance public safety and improve the state's legal framework for combating emerging criminal activities. The four bills approved by the Executive Council had a group liability for offences of violence, extortion and secret society bill, the Victims' Rights Bill, the Human Sacrifice Prevention and Prohibition Bill, and the Missing Persons Bill. Moving to Oyo State. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde today inaugurated an 8-member judicial commission for inquiry to investigate the abduction of students and teachers at SLA and the Yawuchi communities in Orire local government area of the state on May 15, 2026. The commission, chaired by Professor Muchiud Owade, was inaugurated at the Executive Council Kashimba Governor's Office, Secretariat Agodi, Ibadan. The governor tasked the commission with establishing the facts surrounding the abduction, identifying any institutional or operational lapses, and recommending mayors to strengthen the protection of schools and communities to prevent a recurrence. Speaking with journalists, the chairman of the commission, Professor Muchud Owade, expressed confidence in the team and assured the public that nothing but the truth will form their report and recommendation. Lagos State. The Airport Police Command Lagos says it rearranged 13 suspects arrested for allegedly stealing building materials for construction sites at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. The command disclosed this in a statement issued today by its police public relations officer ASP Muhammad Adiola, saying the suspects were arrested by the Joint Monetary Task Force on July 30 during a coordinated patrol around the airport's construction area. According to the statement, the arrests were part of the command's sustained effort to protect critical national infrastructure and prevent acts capable of undermining the ongoing revitalization of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. The suspects were subsequently handed over to the International Airport Police Division for further investigation and prosecution. In the meantime, the Redeemed Christian Church of God has commenced an internal disciplinary process over sexual misconduct allegations circulating on social media against former National Teens President Adefolarin Fowoshere, popularly known as Pastor Adefaya. 22-year-old Fowoshere once served as the lead pastor of RCCG, the Revival House, a church focused on teenagers and youth adults, and was also associated with the church teens ministry. The church has yet to issue an official public statement on the allegations. The claims, which had generated widespread reactions on social media, include allegations by several women accusing Fowoshere of sexual misconduct and abuse while they were under his spiritual leaders. The command also uncovered a network involved in the illegal production and use of fake diplomatic and official government number plates. The Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Sanusi, disclosed this today during a press briefing at the command headquarters in Abuja. The police commissioner described the vandalism of public facilities as economic sabotage with grave consequences for residents. He urged residents and journalists to report vehicles bearing suspicious diplomatic registration numbers, stressing that genuine diplomatic plates follow her recognized formats. Cross River State. The Cross River State government has approved the first phase of a statewide smart surveillance project that will deploy artificial intelligence-powered cameras and monitoring systems to improve security, emergency response, and climate resilience across the state. The approval was granted by the State Executive Council following the consideration of a memorandum presented by the Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Cross River State Planning Commission, Dr. Bong Duke. Speaking on the project in a statement today, Duke said the initiative forms part of the Cross River State Resilience Agenda 2026 to 2030 and is designed to modernize the state's security infrastructure while addressing emerging environmental challenges. Moving on, troops of the defense headquarters have rescued 397 kidnapped victims, while 57 terrorists and their family members surrendered to troops in July as military operations intensified across the country. The Director of Defense Major Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, disclosed this today while presenting the military's operational achievements for July. He said the troops neutralized 54 terrorist fighters, arrested 102 terrorists, rescued 102 kidnapped victims, and facilitated the surrender of 57 insurgents and their family members. He said the suspects confessed during interrogation that they had been trained as gunboat operators and anti-craft gunners for operations in the Lakeside region. He also revealed that troops arrested two suspected terrorist collaborators in Magumiri local government area on the same day after they allegedly admitted to collaborating with the insurgents. Moving on, suspected bandits have abducted a Catholic seminary, Mr. Kelvin O'Shea, after attacking the residence of a Catholic bishop in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. The hesitant incident reportedly occurred on Wednesday when the government stormed the bishop's residence in the Hasha 3 area of Otukpo. Confirming the attack in a statement issued today, the Chancellor of the Catholic Diocese of Otukpo, Reverend Father Joseph Abuyi Itodo, said the seminarian was taken away by the assailants during the invasion. Itodo noted that the Catholic Bishop of Otukpo Diocese, Most Reverend Michael Aposhe, expressed deep sadness over the incident and appealed to members of the church and the general public to pray for the victims' safe return. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged young people to remain focused on achieving greater success, warning against becoming complacent with little accomplishments. She gave the advice today while receiving the leadership of the All Progressives Congress National Youth Wing at the State House in Abuja, where she also donated 9 buses to the party's young leaders to support the activities. According to her statement released by her senior special assistant on media, Usola Okoyi, the First Lady encouraged the youth to embrace diligence, patience, integrity, and hard work as essential virtues for success. During a lesson from the hero, the First Lady urged the youth to deploy, develop resilience, and chart their own path in life. In the meantime, the federal government has ruled out an immediate increase in electricity tariff, saying its priority is to improve power supply, achieve universal metering, and ensure consumers pay only for the electricity they consume. The Minister of Power, Joseph Tigbe, disclosed this today during a media roundtable on the resetting of Nigeria's power sector in Lagos. Tigbe said, contrary to the public speculation, the current administration had no policy to raise electricity tariffs beyond the existing levies, stressing that efforts would instead be directed at improving service delivery and protecting electricity consumers. The ministry, however, maintained that increased electricity generation alone would not solve Nigeria's power challenges, saying the sector required coordinated improvement in generation, transmission, distribution, and market payments. Moving on, Dalo Mika, representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, and Senator Natasha Poti Ujaga, has urged the federal government and the Nigerian Immigration Service to review visa applications by South African artists and their entourage in line with the principle of reciprocity amid the controversy surrounding South Africa singer Tylis cancelled Lagos campsite and allegations of unfair treatment of Nigerian artists. The senator made a call in a statement he issued today following alleged report that Nigerian music star Ari Star and members of her team were previously denied entry visas to South Africa, forcing the cancellation of the engagement. Describing reciprocity as a recognized diplomatic tool, Akpoti Udiaga argued that discriminatory actions against Nigerians abroad should attract appropriate consequences. The senator's statement has generated fresh debate on social media, with many Nigerians divided over whether the country should adopt stricter reciprocal visa measures in response to alleged discriminatory immigration practices against its citizens. Moving to business news. The Nigerian Customs Service Kirikiri Lighthouse Terminal Command said it intercepted a 40-feet container registration number TIIU 4739360 loaded with expired disposable valves during a thorough cargo examination with a total duty paid value of 809.6 million naira. According to a statement yesterday, the acting customs regulator in charge of KHOT Command Bolaji Adigo announced this during a press briefing at the command recently. Adigo also alleged the command's revenue performance for June 2026, announcing that the KLC area command generated a total revenue of 19.4 billion naira in June 2026, as against the total sum of 14.3 billion naira generated in the corresponding period of June 2025. Adigo reaffirmed the Commonwealth's commitment to consolidating achievements in revenue generation, trade facilitation, and enforcement activities while remaining steadfast in protecting the nation's economy and improving the well-being of Nigerians. Sport news. Chelsea have been fined €10 million and handled a suspended 2-week registration ban after being found guilty of multiple breaches of the Football Association's regulations relating to football agents, intermediaries, and third-party investment in players. According to the FA, the Independent Regulatory Commission initially imposed a 6-point deduction suspended until June 30, 2027, alongside the €10 million fine. However, Chelsea appealed the suspended points deduction, and an independent appeal board overturned the sanction following a further hearing. To the news beyond Nigeria. At least 8 immigrants have died while attempting to enter Spain's North African enclave of Ceuta from neighboring Morocco, following a large-scale rush by thousands of people trying to cross the border. Ceuta, an autonomous Spanish city located on the northern coast of Africa, witnessed a siege in her rivers after migrants began making attempts to reach the territory mainly by swimming from Morocco. The police source told AFP today that authorities were unable to determine the exact number of people who successfully crossed into Ceuta after thousands gathered during the overnight attempt. In response to the situation, the Spanish government announced plans to deploy the military to support the civil guard in maintaining security in Ceuta. Image released after the announcement showed Spanish soldiers patrolling areas around the Spanish-Moroccan border in the enclave alongside armored vehicles. And to wrap up the news for 5 o'clock on Splash FM, here are the top stories once again. Ogbeni Adio and few other students will gain freedom after legal battle, NAS says. Ogun targets courtesan, racial killings with 4 new security bills. Natasha demands visa review for South African artists. 2 business news custom intercept 809.6 million naira expired VAP in Lagos. Sport news Chelsea eats with 10 million euro fine suspended ban by FA. To the news beyond Nigerian, 80 migrants die as thousands storm Spanish enclave Ceuta from Morocco. And that is it on news update for 5 o'clock on Splash FM. Thank you for listening. Have a great and wonderful evening ahead. I am Adeyege Banibadi.
Sunsplash, ibi tí ìtọ́sọ́nà ti ń